What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So we're still technically in the midst of free agency, but as we know, things have slowed down quite a bit, so I'm getting in my bag for some of these new look rebuilds. And today we landed on a team that I think could definitely make a little bit of an interesting run this year, and that is the Detroit Pistons. They went ahead and drafted Sar Thompson, brought in Joe Harris and Monte Morris. It's a pretty interesting team. Obviously, Cade Cunningham got hurt last year. I have a good feeling that they could be a playing team this year. We're going to jump in. Let's talk about the Pistons. Let's do this new look Detroit Pistons rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me that 63% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. So if you do fall into that 60%, want to change that, that would be awesome. Also, I'm recording this at 9:30 on July 9th. So if anything happens before you see this video, that is why it's not in it. So let's talk about the Detroit Pistons though for a second. Let's talk about what they've done this offseason. So we thought this team was going to be going out there and maybe throwing an offer sheet at Cameron Johnson. It did not happen. Instead, they brought in Joe Harris. I will say, though, the offer sheet on Cameron Johnson, if they would have gotten him, would have been amazing. I think Brooklyn probably would have matched it anyway. But they got Joe Harris, you know, got a couple of seconds, I believe, for taking him on. They also drafted Sar Thompson with the 5th overall pick. So this will be the first time I've done a Pistons rebuild with Sar Thompson on the team, because the last time when I was doing my draft lighter rebuilds, I mocked Cameron Whitmore to them. So that obviously did not happen. Also brought in Monte Morris in a trade as well, and also drafted Marcus Sasser with a trade with the Celtics on draft night. So overall, let's go ahead and take a look at what this Pistons squad is looking like going into the season. So Cade Cunningham and Jaden Ivey as your backcourt, I think, is obviously something we should expect to see. We have Bojan Bogdanovic at the 3 and then Bagley at the 4. I think I'm going to change some things around here immediately with this starting lineup. I'm going to move Bojan to the 4 because I want Sar Thompson to start right away. I want him to be out and running with these with our backcourt. So that'll put a Sar Thompson in the starting 5, and then I don't want to start Bagley. I'm actually just going to start Bojan. We definitely have a little bit of a logjam, though, I will say, with Duren and Wiseman, and they got Bagley, Stewart, and then Bojan. So there's definitely room to maybe make some trades at the trade deadline to free up some of the players we have, because like Joe Harris probably won't be getting any minutes. Livers not getting any minutes. Maybe he deserves some. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to consider here potentially once we get at the deadline. I'm also going to start Jalen Duren over Wiseman, and then I'll just throw Morris like 24 minutes. So other than that, what I want to do is, you know, as you guys know, these mentorship programs, I like to use them now. I used to never use them, but now I use them a lot. So I'm going to have Cade Cunningham not mentor because he'll develop just fine. Instead, I'll be going over to Sar Thompson, who I know doesn't develop as very well as his brother does in this draft class, which kind of sucks. But we'll have him mentored by, of course, Bojan Bogdanovic. So not really sure. I guess we'll go guard up. I mean, I don't think Sar Thompson's really like a volume shooter, but maybe we can do like blinders and green machine, I guess. We'll do something like that. That way, Sar Thompson's at least getting mentored a little bit. And then I want to move some positions around as well. So we're doing quite a bit of work here if we get into the season. I do have Monte Morris as the backup point guard, which is why I'm kind of wanting to move Killian Hayes to the backup 2. That way he still has like a spot on this team. I'm not really sure what the rotation is going to look like fully for Detroit, but this is what I'm going to roll with. So it'll be Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Sar Thompson, Bojan, Duren, Wiseman, Monte Morris, Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, and Killian Hayes, with the potential of stopping the deadline to make a move or two, because there's definitely some moves we can make if we need to. As far as shot tendencies are concerned, I kind of wanted to look at these as well. So Cunningham and Ivy shot tendency actually looks pretty good to me. Duren's is fine as well. One that I did want to change, though, is the Sar Thompson. It's a 35. That seems kind of low. Don't really love that. So I'm going to push it up to like a 73, and then let's move his touch tendency up a little bit as well. I have a feeling he could be like another ball handler on this team, playmaker for them. So going to move his shot close tendency up, and I think that'll be it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start simulating this season. We're going to see how things are going, with the potential of stopping at the trade deadline. And then what is our proficiency really quick? It is a 3-star pace and space with, of course, Monty Williams as the head coach. Can we move this to a better system for Sar Thompson? Because no, not really. He doesn't fit anything, apparently. I mean, perimeter center could be his best fit, but whatever. So I'll just leave it at pace and space. Let's simulate the season. I'll see you guys at the deadline, because we got to free up some of this log jam that we have. And there's some guys on expiring contracts that maybe we won't bring back, so might as well get value for them while we have them under contract. So we're at the trade deadline at 19-35 on the season, and I actually have a pretty good idea. There's someone that I'm kind of looking at who makes similar salary to the 2 guys that I have on the roster right now. The reason being is because Stewart and Killian Hayes are both going to have to be paid this offseason, which is why I kind of want to trade them both, and I threw them in the trade finder, and I saw a guy that actually used to play in Michigan, and he's on the Charlotte Hornets. He's someone I haven't had on a roster in quite some time because obviously he had some trouble. Whether you like it or not, he will be playing next year for the Charlotte Hornets, and I'm being offered Miles Bridges. So I kind of want to go out and get Miles Bridges. I offer them Stewart and Killian Hayes. Miles Bridges is going to be a huge part of what we do here going forward. There was rumors that he wanted Charlotte to just rescind his qualifying offer, so maybe he has no intentions of resigning. Charlotte feels that, so we throw them Stewart and Killian Hayes. We walk away with Miles Bridges here, who could be like a really good piece to add to this team. So that is the trade we're going to do. I'm going to bring in Miles Bridges at the trade deadline, trade away 2 guys that I don't have to pay, and I can just, you know, kind of pay Miles Bridges this offseason. So really loving that trade. That's going to move Bojan to the bench. They want to start Cody Martin, but I'm going to obviously I'm still going to keep Asar Thompson in the starting 5. Don't need Cody Martin out there at this point. So that was our big move at the trade deadline. That's probably going to make Bojan a little bit more expendable this offseason, so we can trade him as well, dump his money or whatever it takes, and then we can pay Miles Bridges. So really love that new addition at the trade deadline. That's going to make this roster that much better. Who knows? Maybe we turn around this season. We're 19-35 on this season right now, so we're still kind of fighting for a play-in. But that was my big addition at the deadline, so let's go ahead and keep it simulating. So at the end of year 1, Trae Young is your MVP. Vic's your rookie of the year, who I just got done watching, going up against my Blazers in Summer League. Chris Paul, 6th man, Giannis defensive player. Gafford, most improved, and Quinn Snyder's your coach of the year, and Bell is your executive. So here's your NBA first team. I can't imagine we have anybody here, but I would love to see if Asar Thompson made like an all-rookie team. He sure did. Love to see it. Even made it over his brother, which you love, and his brother made all-rookie second team. So we're not in the playoffs or the plan, unfortunately. I would have loved to have seen that this year, but we're not, and that's fine. That's just another... You know, we'll be there next year, I guess. It's going to be another fork in the road. We're going to get around it. So 14 from Jalen Duren, 12 from Asar Thompson with 5 rebounds, only 1 assist, which I find kind of funny because isn't Asar Thompson a decent playmaker? But 11 from Wiseman, and then 11 from Bojan, and then 9 from Bagley, and then 7 from Monte Morris. So let's simulate playoffs, and let's go ahead and see who goes on to win the championship. We'll have the draft lottery. We got Phoenix and Golden State. Got the Suns making it all the way to the finals. They play the Hawks, and I assume the Hawks sweep them in 4. And no, they beat them in 5, but the Hawks are still your champions. So, of course, straight to the draft lottery we go. I don't know where our pick will be projected. It is going to be a top 5 pick. Now, it does say the Knicks own it, but this pick is lottery protected. I think it's protected a lot more than just the lottery, but still, it's going to be going to us no matter what. So, I would love nothing more than that jump up, or for it to jump up into the top 3 if it wants to. That would be great. Let's go ahead and see if that is the case. And it is going to be the 4th overall pick. I will take it. So we jumped up 1 spot. It says the Knicks have it, but that is not the case whatsoever. So we will be getting that pick back from the New York Knicks because that pick does belong to us. Other than that, though, we're going to just probably fill out the rest of this coaching staff. Only have 2 or 3 spots to fill. Fill those out. We're probably going to trade Bojan since Miles Bridges is going to be the part of the future plans now. No reason to keep Bojan anymore. But let me fill this out. I'll see you guys on draft night and also with a Bojan trade. So on draft night, we're simply trading Bojan over to the Philadelphia 76ers for the 24th overall pick in the draft. That seems like pretty decent value to me. We get off his contract that allows us to pay Miles Bridges this offseason, and we get another rookie as well with pick number 4 on top of that. So now we have 2 first-round picks. I'll take that, so let's jump straight in. So we got 1, Buzelis going to the Wizards, which is really good for them. Alex Sarr going number 2 to the Magic. Number 3, Ron Holland. Would have loved him. But number 4, we can draft like Justin Edwards, Isaiah Collier. We really don't need that much. We don't really need much of anything. Obviously, we have a backcourt already. I have Asar Thompson, Miles Bridges, Jalen Duren. So our starting 5 is essentially set, in my opinion. So basically, all we're doing here is drafting some bench pieces, which I think we could go with Collier or Robert Dillingham if we want, or Edwards. Give me Isaiah Collier here. That's fine with pick number 4. If nothing else, he becomes a trade chip later on. At pick number 24, though, we got Skylar Clark, Bobby Klask, MJ Rice, Elijah Fisher, Jaden Nunn, and then like Trey White. So I think I'm going to take Jaden Nunn here with this selection, and that will be our draft. We also had a couple of second rounders, but at this point, I'll just let 2K decide, and we'll sign both of them. So Collier and Jaden Nunn, welcome to the team. And they got Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren, which of course we'll all 3 accept. James Wiseman and Livers. I'm not sure what the plan will be with James Wiseman. If he's not asking for too much money, I would love to bring him back. But if he's asking for like $32 million, that's going to be very, very tough for me. But free agency, Miles Bridges should be here somewhere. Yeah, he's asking for $30 million. That's going to be really tough. Don't think we'll be bringing back Monte Morris either. I probably could have traded him at the deadline for like a pick or 2. But we just drafted Isaiah Collier. I would love to just hand him the keys to the backup point guard spot immediately. We got Asar Thompson, Cody Martin, Marvin Bagley, and then Jalen Duren. Technically, we could just move Bagley to the 5 and have him be the bench center. And then Wiseman, we could just move on from because I don't want to pay him $30 million. That seems kind of crazy. So we'll see. But Miles Bridges was in my plan, so I do want to go ahead and give him a contract. $32 million for 4 years. Finally gets his bag. Will he play up to that in real life? We shall see. But I'm not going to renounce Wiseman right away. I'm not going to, like, for sure say we're not bringing him back. But we'll have to wait until his price goes down quite a bit. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind bringing him back. But if I'm not bringing him back for $30 million. So, we get Miles Bridges back. Bagley right now will be the backup 4. But I definitely wouldn't mind changing that if we can. So, let's see. Backup power forward. If we wanted to go for someone else, we can bring in Vanderbilt. We could bring back Beef Stew, but we did trade him at the deadline, so it would feel kind of weird. Or we could bring in a veteran like Slow-Mo, which honestly wouldn't be too bad. Maybe we'll wait. I want to see if James Wiseman's price will go down. If it's not going to go down enough, then we might have to just say screw it with James Wiseman. I hate to just let him go for nothing, but man, $30 million is going to be just kind of tough for me. So let's see what he's asking for on day 12, and then we'll go from there. Or let's go to day 11. Or yeah, day 12. Let's go to day 12. Okay. So he is asking for $25.99 million. I mean, we can give him like a 1+1 or something, and like something like this, and maybe we could trade him at the deadline or something. I don't know. I'd hate to lose him for nothing, so I'll go ahead and give him an offer. He declines that though. Okay. So we're gonna have to go like, let's say 21, and then let's go team option, something like that. Let's see if he says yes to that. Something along the lines of that. It's not my favorite contract in the world, but we'll go with it. And then backup power forward, I still see Kyle Anderson, and I honestly love the idea of Kyle Anderson as a veteran, bringing him in here. So it says we can't bring in Kyle Anderson. It's because we honestly wouldn't have the... Okay, I think I would rather have Kyle Anderson than Marvin Bagley at this point. So I might... Actually, no. That's too complicated. We'll just not bring in Kyle Anderson. Would have loved him, but it's all good. So we'll just sign James Wiseman. Maybe Isaiah Livers comes back, his qualifying offer develops a little bit. So... Player progression, Kate Cunningham up to a 92. Ivy is up. Bridges is up. Duren is up. Wiseman is up. And then Marvin Bagley is also up. Asar Thompson does not move. He does have 16 badges now. Don't think he had that many last year, but he did not go up in overall, which kind of sucks, but that's 2K, or that's that draft class for you. I guess that's not really 2K's fault because, you know, it's not really 2K's draft class, but still, let's go ahead and just see what we look like going into next year. We wanted to be in the play-in last year. It didn't happen. But we got better this offseason, and that's what truly matters. So let's go ahead and see, as I loaded the wrong draft class, I'm pretty sure, but we'll fix that in a second. So power ranking landed at 10th overall. So they must see something in us. We also are up to a 3.5 pace in space. They still want to start Cody Martin, but I'm still going to start Asar Thompson. I mean, I'd rather just start Asar Thompson. I'm sorry. Cody Martin, I do love you as a, you know, bench piece, but not as the starter. So whatever it takes, I'm giving Asar Thompson 28 minutes. It'll be Cunningham, Ivy, Asar Thompson, Bridges, Wiseman. I'm still going to start Duren though. Wiseman, Bagley, Collier, and then Cody Martin. So that'll be our rotation. And then I want to look at shot tendencies for Miles Bridges. So Bridges shot tendency is a 75. I just paid you a lot of money, so feel free to take a bunch of shots. Show what you used to be in Charlotte. But let's go ahead. Something like this season, there's a good chance I stop at the deadline to trade Wiseman because I don't know if well, I mean, we could accept his team option next year. We'll see. If we're doing like just really good, and if there's no reason to stop, I probably won't stop. But if like we're just kind of mid and I could trade Wiseman for value, I might do it. At the end of year number 2, Trae Young once again wins MVP. Booker is your rookie of the year on the Portland Trailblazers. Dame is your 6th man, Giannis offensive player. Cade Cunningham wins most improved. As you can tell, yeah, things went very well. You didn't see him at the trade deadline because there was no reason to make any changes. Cunningham averaged 29, 7, and 9.5 and shot 50, 40, 90. So that's pretty crazy. Quinn Snyder, coach of the year though, as the Atlanta Hawks goes 32 and 10. Yeah, okay. Christopher Bell is your executive, and Trae Young, Steph, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Jokic is your All-NBA first team. Cade Cunningham makes an All-NBA second team. Love to see it. All-NBA third team, and then all-defensive first team and all-defensive second. I don't think we had, like, or I guess we had Collier. Does he make an all-rookie team? He does. So he makes all-rookie second team with a bunch of guards, which is cool. And he averaged 6 and 6 off the bench. Not too bad. So we are the third seed in the East. So yeah, things went super well, which is why I didn't stop the deadline. So as you can tell, 29 from Cade Cunningham, 21 from Jaden Ivey, 16 from Duren, yeah, 16 from Miles Bridges, 11 from Wiseman, and 11 from Asar Thompson with 4.5, Bagley with 11, and then Collier with 6, and then 4 from Cody Martin. So we get the Knicks in round 1. We shall see if we can beat the Knicks here and go to the second round. They got Brunson, Grimes, Barrett, Randall Robinson, Malik Monk, Josh Hart, Buddy Hield, DiVincenzo, and Jericho Sims, simulating Kurt round against the Knicks, and they're up 3-1 on us. It's not looking good, and they do beat us in 5. So unfortunately, we fall short to the New York Knicks, which sucks, and now we get to play, let's see, they got the Hawks, or now we don't get to play, we got eliminated, but we got the Hawks and the Lakers in the finals, and the Hawks go on to beat the Lakers in 7, so that you're there, you are back-to-back champions. But we don't have our first round pick this offseason. I don't know if we own another team's future or another team's first, but the Wizards get #1 overall once again, so shout out to them. And I'm pretty sure we don't own a pick at all this offseason, which kind of sucks, as Detroit does get our first, but it's okay. I mean, we kind of have a foundation set anyway, but Monty Williams will keep him as the head coach. I'm going to fill this out, and I'll see you guys in free agency for the next step of the process of this team. And now we're at team and player options, and well, I mean, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Wiseman, Asar Thompson, Cody, they're all free agents, literally all of them. And 2K suggesting I say no to all of them, which is obviously dumb. We're going to accept every single one. So Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duren, Asar Thompson, I'm going to accept Wiseman as well, and then Cody Martin, I'm going to decline. Sasser, I'll accept. I'll decline the other two. So I'm going to decline Cody Martin's team option. Qualifying offers, Cade Cunningham is a free agent. Of course, that's like a no-brainer. We got to bring him back. But for free agency, this is what we're looking at now. So I don't think we have cap space to go out and sign anybody. Bagley is a free agent, so it looks like we need some backup forwards, if nothing else. So taking a look at it, we got Collier. Of course, we're bringing back Cade Cunningham. Jaden Nunn, who's probably not going to be. So, like, main thing is getting some backup forwards in the building after we sign Cade Cunningham back. So let's see what forwards we could bring in. Obviously, it says I can bring in like a really good forward, but that's going to be because we got to pay Cade Cunningham. So let's make sure we take care of that first before anything. So Cunningham gets an offer, going to match it. We'll be on a moratorium, and then we can kind of focus on the forwards we're going to bring in. So forwards, we got Derek Jones, PJ Washington, Jay Crowder. PJ Washington wouldn't be too bad. That's another Charlotte Hornet. He can reunite with Mr. Miles Bridges. So give me PJ Washington. I mean, if Washington's going to become this cheap in his career, obviously he'd be a great addition for a bunch of teams. And now we're kind of looking at cheap budget options for the other positions. So at this point, I kind of wonder if it would be smart to trade James Wiseman. I mean, actually, to think about it, the backup fives that are left aren't that great. So I don't know if that's an option either. So what do we got? So we got Marcus Sasser, who's making about $3 million, almost, give or take. Jaden Nunn, almost $3 million as well. Those are the two guys that are kind of untradeable contracts that I feel like I can move and feel decent about it. Or, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to figure this out. So I'm going to go ahead and explore with these two contracts here and see if there's anything out there that might make sense to bring in. So we could trade Jaden Nunn and Sasser for Kenrich Williams in a second-round pick. You know what? I'll do it. I'll go ahead and grab Kenrich Williams as a bench piece. He'll be kind of a good, really good bench player for us. He stays the same no matter what. So, I mean, we can move Williams or Washington, but that's going to be two really good backup forwards that I think are going to help us out immediately. So I'm pretty cool with that. And that's going to be our offseason. So we're going straight to player progression. We're looking to be a really good team next year. And hopefully Asar Thompson develops to at least an 80 overall here. If not, I'm going to start to really worry about things. So player progression. Does he move? Livers is back. That's great. So Asar Thompson, okay, he's up to an 81. I'll take that. 4 stride or 4 overall upgrade. Needed that very much. So James Wiseman, Duren, Ivy, Cade Cunningham, they're all looking good. Even Collier's up 3 overall. And we brought in 2 really good backup forwards to the fold. So first year, didn't make the playoffs. Second year, we got to the first round, got eliminated immediately. So obviously, third season, maybe we can get to round 1 and get to the second round. I mean, it would be better if we got even further than that, but that would be really cool. So we're going to go straight into next season. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we will be a playoff team once again, as power ranking land us at 5th overall, and we're 4-star proficiency. So in my opinion, I think Asar Thompson developing to an 81 is going to be huge for us. So now I'm in rotation still. Bench utilization, I'm going to go, let's go 40. I want to play my starters just a little bit more, so we'll have something like that. Bench is really good, but really liking where we're at. So hopefully this year things go well, and maybe we're the first in the East. Who knows? So at the end of year number 3, we made the play-in tournament instead of making the playoff straight up, which kind of sucks. Really disappointed by that, but we are the 7th seed in the East. So we went from the 3rd seed down to a 7th seed. I guess we're still in the mix, but it does suck to fall off that hard. But 26 from Cade Cunningham, 21 from Jaden Ivey, 17 from Miles Bridges, 16 from Duren, 13 from Asar Thompson, which is great to see. He's starting to blossom a little bit, but obviously, I mean, 81 overall. I'm not sure how much more he'll move up. I debated trading Wiseman at the deadline, but I'm just kind of hoping things work out here. We'll see what happens. 5 from Washington and then 4 from Kenrich Williams. So Milwaukee in round 1. They no longer have Giannis. Instead, they have Victor. How on earth did they get Victor Wembanyama? I'm so confused right now. So Vic is on the Bucks. A little confused by that. So is Keegan Murray. Okay, what on earth happened around the league? I'm pretty sure every single player's team option got declined because 2K was like suggesting I decline everybody's team option, which was very bizarre. I'm not really sure why that happened. Whatever, I guess. We do beat them, though. I'm so confused by that. So I'll have to take note of that, which is why I don't like sharing my file to the 2K share scenarios, because I bet you this share scenarios has something to do with it, man. I don't know. It's just a feeling that I have, because 2K share scenarios are stupid. But Donovan Mitchell is not on Cleveland anymore. They have AJ Griffin, Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. So somebody current round against the Cavs, and we are going to beat them in 7. Wow. Okay, so we go from the play-in to the first round and beat the Cavs, which is a good sign. And now we get the Celtics. We have Lonzo, Murray, Tatum, Porzingis, Robert Williams. That's a really good starting 5. Holy moly. So how on earth did they afford all this is the question. Lonzo, Jamal Murray, Tatum, Porzingis. Like, they could afford all that, really? And then Zubac, minimum contract, of course. Banton's on a minimum. Hartenstein's on a cheap contract. So their bench is just, I guess, very cheap. And their starting 5 is super good. Here goes nothing. Somebody current round against Bot. Okay, we beat them in 5. And now I get the team that has won 2 championships in a row in Atlanta. They are starting Tony Bradley at the 5, though. So I wonder if that gives me an advantage. Maybe Duran can eat down low. They do have Wiseman starting at the moment. I guess that's fine. There's just somebody current round against Atlanta. And we beat them in 6. We're in the NBA Finals. Wow. Okay. We went on an incredible run. Went from the play-in to making it to the NBA Finals. Oklahoma City Thunder have Shea, Giddey, Okoro, Amari, Chet Holmgren, Tobias Harris, and Lou Dort. Game 1, up 1-0, 127-95. Great start. 27-10 from Ivy, 24-11 from Duran. Game 2, they even it up. Of course they do. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And are we bringing a championship to this Pistons team? Just like that. In year number 4, I believe, we go on to win the championship. Kate Cunningham is your finals MVP. But yeah, I definitely have to take note of that now with this file, because looks like around the league, everyone's team option just got declined for whatever reason. It was 2K was suggesting that I do that for my rookies. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take note of that going forward. Man, I really hate this game. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.